I'm Judy Shaw for What's the Fund? Joining me today is Mike Loukas. He is CEO at TrueMark Investments. Mike, it's great to see you again. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, of course, Judy. Great to see you as well.
Now, a quick note to our viewers, this interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. All right, Mike, tell me, what's the fund you're talking about today?
Today, we're going to talk about the TrueShares Tech, AI, and Deep Learning Fund, and the symbol is LRNZ, which we affectionately call LRNZ. It's fairly timely. I think the strategy certainly focuses on tech, but more importantly, AI and deep learning, a bit more on hyper growth stories than you see in some of the broader funds that we have in the space. It's a concentrated, active philosophy, and we focus on companies a little bit segment agnostic, all in tech, everything from biotech to SaaS and cloud related, certainly cyber. So a lot of the names that we see in this portfolio will be familiar to investors, but certainly not all in one portfolio, not in the concentrated nature that we pursue.
Okay, you want to tell me a little bit more about this fund and a little bit about the strategy?
Yeah, well, the strategy focuses on companies that are in the hyper growth phase. So we like to look at it in three different phases. The controlled chaos phase, which is pre-IPO, which is where we pick up our research universe, really around the B or C round of venture capital or private equity. Then we move into what we call the confirmation phase, which is once they go public, we will make sure that the earnings reports and the revenue trends, sales growth match up with our qualitative analysis that occurred pre-IPO. And then we get into what we call the crossing the chasm phase, right? So all hyper growth stories, as they move through their growth cycles, will hit speed bumps. And in that phase, our job is to identify whether or not those speed bumps are a fundamental change in the secular growth story, or they are just part of the growth process and an entry point to add to the position or not. So that's really the three steps of our process within the LRNZ Fund. It certainly focuses on the idea that tech is a winner-take-all space, and there will be category killers. Somewhere in the tech space right now is the next FANG. And our job is to go out and try and isolate those names that have the best chance of becoming a category killer, find them in their hypergrowth phase, and ride them throughout that growth trajectory.
Okay, so Mike, where can our viewers go to learn more about this fund?
Always the easiest place is true-shares.com, or you can give us a call at 877-774-TRUE. We're also out there on LinkedIn and Twitter, and always available to provide additional information as needed. But definitely check us out or reach out to us via one of those methods.
Okay, great. Well, Mike, great to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on What's the Fund.
Thank you, Judy.